So that was $540 billion in savings, the only savings many families had. It was cashed out by borrowing. The main reason for borrowing against it, as I already said, was to pay credit card debt. That's a major problem for our economy, and it's dangerous for the whole U.S. Bribery and extortion. Bank of America and its Visa MasterCard division brought much of this on in the first place. They enticed people into debt. They made debt appealing, and this was morally wrong. They bribed cardholders to incur debt rather than to pay cash. We'll give you miles, we'll give you points, we'll give you this if you'll take out the plastic. But people don't always stop and think. They forget to pay their bill at the end of the month. Bing, they got a $29 charge. They overcharge, another $29 or $39. Whatever the bank says it'll be, it is. So they bribe the cardholders to incur debt rather than to pay cash. They use their cardholders to extort money from the merchants because the merchants pay bank charges for every purchase you make. So you were extorting money from the merchants for the benefit of the credit card companies. And you go up and down Copenhagen Drive or Nielsen Shopping Center, and every merchant out there is being defrauded by Bank of America, by Visa, by MasterCard, by MBNA, and all the rest of them, whom I would lump into a single package, and I would call it crooks. But they also made honest people like you crooks, because they made you complicit in what is essentially a criminal activity. Picking Peter's pockets. When you use plastic, you help with Visa and MasterCard, cheat the store owner. I've said that once, twice, 3 times. Let me say it another time. You're cheating him out of part of his profits. And I can tell you, I can name guys all over town who are being cheated. Some of them with bank charges of $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 because you're getting your air miles. And that's defrauding them because you're intentionally using the card to gain a small bribe from the credit cards. So you see, this really is what I called in the beginning, a financial axis of evil, to which Visa and MasterCard are the key elements because they get a percentage from everyone. They pick everyone's pockets. Yours, mine, the merchants. They don't discriminate when it comes to picking pockets. When you pay cash, they cannot pick your pocket. They cannot cheat you. And you cannot cheat the merchant. So getting out of debt, hey, it helps your marriage also. Because then your wife won't scream at you, "We need more money." So credit cards are America's financial Achilles heel. They're more dangerous to our economy than the terrorists. Low-income families, they have no mercy on them at all. The credit card cartel began to target low-income families, and the credit card debt rose 184% between 1989 and 99. The source of this statement is borrowing to make ends meet. You become an economic slave. So you enter this cycle of debt. The more financial difficulty you're in, the more pressure and additional charges the credit card cartel imposes upon you. The big shots are insulated from you. They're also insulated from the public, and they employ thousands of little people to do their dirty work. You never can get one of them, vice presidents or president, on the telephone. You get some woman who has, or man, who has a book that says you handle this way. And if they don't do it that way, they lose their job. So they become the meanies. And they're the ones that you get upset with and scream at on the telephone. But it's guys like Mozilla you should be screaming at. But he's insulated. And he's now probably somewhere on his yacht with $137 million. Wells Fargo, for example, has paid tens of millions in penalties in New York State and other places. Why? They don't pay those penalties if they're not breaking laws. Bank of America's paid, I think it was $300 million in one penalty. They're breaking a law. So are they afraid to break a law? No. They're making billions, so paying $300 million means nothing. None of the credit card cartel, the financial axis of evil, is exempt from charges of fraudulent activities. Now we'll talk about abominable late fees. According to Consumers for Responsible Credit Solutions, late fees earned the credit cartel $7.3 billion in 2002. Imagine what it was, I didn't do the research, for 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and what it is today. If the debt's less than $1,000, late fees should not exceed $10. It's criminal to charge $29. The credit card cartel has no moral compass. It's pure greed over the small and helpless low-income cardholders. They sought out this segment of the public so they could milk them out of every last dollar. While you're getting telephone calls from a collector, this was all known in advance. They had percentages. How many of you people would get in trouble? And then they knew exactly the percentage that would be turned over for collection to someone else who has a mean streak and who goes into that business. They don't care if you're old, you're sick, dumb. They don't care if you've just had a death in the family. They insulate their minds from your problems. So hundreds of millions in fines. Citibank paid hundreds of millions in penalties to the state of New York. I pointed out to you so you'll understand that there was dishonesty going on, that there was something nefarious. Therefore, why trust them to be honest with you about your interest rates? Always be suspicious. Being suspicious will save you money. Being careful will save you more. Be suspicious of Citibank. Fat Pigs, the credit card cartel. Thank you, Susie. And financial acts of evil, the credit card cartel between revolving debt and borrowing against home equity to pay off credit card debt swamped Americans in a morass that has increased about $200 billion a year, and it's $1.5 trillion today. The swamp is deadly, it spreads year by year, and it's led by the financial axis of evil, the credit card cartel. Thank you, and good night.